Hey guys, this is Inverse, and I'm coming at you with another Company of Heroes replay cast here. Today we got a game on Semois again. Hopefully this will actually be the last Semois game I cast in a while. I'm getting a little sick of this map. Anyways, the game is between Joe, spawning in the bottom left as the Americans, and WoHBlitz, who is on game replays. His name on game replays starts with a K, and I am not German, so I'm not even going to try to butcher his name, except to say that he is in the Warriors of Honor clan, a very popular German Company of Heroes retail clan with a lot of good players. So, and he was also a very good retail Company of Heroes player, so we'll see what we're gonna see from him. Actually, Joe quick building his barracks. Wonder why he did that, or maybe he did. Yeah, I think he did quick build his barracks. He does have the advanced defenses engineers on the field. Blitz up here in the top, doing a pretty standard opening, capping the munitions down here right off the bat, not electing to skip down to the plus 16 instead. That's a safer opening because you do guarantee this plus 10 munitions the entirety of the game, because it's nearly impossible for an American player to harass that. They need to get so far into your back area. You see, they got to go all the way down here and then all the way over here, and I have yet to play a game or watch a game where an American player has done that, so you're pretty safe getting that fuel. Joe, on the other hand, what is Joe doing? He actually hasn't capped the plus 10 fuel behind his base. He actually elected to cap the plus 10 munitions on his left and then retreat his engineers. The reason he did this is because his engineers gain a speed bonus while retreating, so he will be able to move over here and now capture down this side. It's interesting that he decided to do that. However, he might be looking to tech fast grenades since he is rushing to higher munitions points, and Semois, fairly munitions heavy map if you can control at least one of the sides. Venerable Volks in the middle, assault jeep also coming out for Joe, so we're going to see a little bit of hero action here early on. The Venerable Volks sprinting out, and they're going to go cap that VP very quickly. Joe's being smart here, and he's going to take his assault jeep and probably run it out to capture this fuel point, or at least decap it. This is interesting wire because it's actually not going to do anything. If you see right there, that's the range of the MG, and if a rifle squad were to just walk around that way or even around that way, they're just going to be able to cap it. So he's probably going to harass it with that unit right there. Blitz getting a decent foothold in the middle. Joe just capping around, doing a good job, actually floating a lot. Why is Joe floating? Joe, what are you doing, Joe? Maybe Joe's AFK, I don't know. But Joe is floating 400 and almost 450 manpower without buying a single unit. MG coming out to push back the assault jeep. Not exactly the ideal counter to a jeep, but it will do the job well enough, especially considering the insane fire rate, I guess would be the correct term, of the MG. Makes them really good at killing jeeps if your opponent is not paying attention. Engagement going on in the middle. These rifles are going to have to get out of there. Joe, you normally don't want to charge your Volks. However, ooh, is this rifle squad going to die? This rifle squad actually might die. He's actually getting blocked by his own jeep. Oh no. And a Faust goes off to damage engine the jeep. This is not looking good for Joe already. Early on, losing 5 men on that one rifle squad. Now he might even lose this assault jeep. I'd actually be surprised if this jeep gets out of there, even on the red cover of the road. He has a damage engine, and he's not going home. He is going in the complete wrong direction. However, these Venerable Volks are extremely slow, so he might at least buy some time. Meanwhile, down near the bottom, the Spine are just going to hop in this button. These engineers are going to have to get out of there. However, and wow, this jeep might actually survive. That is impressive. Blitz really should have sent one of his other Volk squads over to deal with that that G power. Joe floating again. What is going on? Maybe something's happening that I do not know about, but Joe only has 2 rifle squads on the field. He's now building something. He's now building another rifle squad. He only has 2 rifle squads, 2 engineers, and a jeep on the field. If we look up, go over to Blitz's view and open up the mini-map, we see 3 Volks and 2 pioneers, so he might actually be saving up for a sniper, or he's gonna go fast tier 2. Both of these players, man, just throwing me off. I have no idea what they're doing. Both of them floating. Is there an OP somewhere? Something's going on. He just spent some manpower that I didn't see. Boy, oh boy. Interesting strategies. Maybe he's forward. No, he's not forward. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, Joe's base, he isn't getting a supply yard yet. However, it is fairly early. He is, however, getting a observation post, and I believe he's armor. I actually don't remember, but I'm pretty sure he is an armored commander, so we might be seeing some fast Shermans. These Volks in the middle getting pushed around by the assault jeep. That's good play by Joe. If you can, especially with an assault jeep, because it has so much health. Micro around. Here, actually, I will go to Joe's view to demonstrate. Micro around, for example, say this rifle squad right here were a Volk squad. You want to be doing this around it. And by doing this and dragging like this, you're pushing the squad away. Ooh, something's going on though. But you're pushing the squad around, and when they move, they don't shoot as accurately. And they're probably going to shoot the jeep, because the jeeps, the infantry's first targeting priority is always a jeep or a bike, which is why bikes are so good early game, because they can be repaired for pretty much free, and they soak up a lot of damage. Same with jeeps. So if your opponent's moving around like that, and he hasn't right-clicked on say your rifle squad to attack it, he's going to take a lot of damage, and he's going to be shooting at the jeep, which isn't really going to do him any good, because he won't be inflicting manpower damage. And is this squad invisible? Maybe Joe is infantry. Wow, of course Joe is infantry. Look at that right there. Joe is infantry, so he's moving around with Camo Wilson's rifleman. Not really sure what he's going to do with them. Maybe just getting some scouting in. As you see this enormous group of Wehrmacht forces in the middle. Rifle squad hopping in this building. They're not going to do much in there. They are just going to occupy some time, get a bit of damage in. He's actually going to probably throw a grenade right here. Is Blitz going to catch it in time? No. He's going to have to retreat out of there. Only loses 2 men, however. And Joe's taking advantage right here of a blind spot in this building. If you go over and we look right here, this side of the building right here, an MG can't shoot out these windows. So if your opponent, of course, unless a tank later in the game blows a hole in them, then they will be able to shoot them. But earlier, oh no, Wilson's hits a mine on retreat. They die, so that's going to hurt Joe. However, if your opponent, say he throws this MG in right here, if Joe were to move his rifle squad right there, and then just shoot right there, this MG is not going to do anything. He's just going to be able to whittle that MG away through the wall, because riflemen can shoot through walls, but MGs cannot, which is funny. Anyways, he did pick up that bazooka to keep it from falling into Wehrmacht hands and giving them an easier time against the fast M8 that is coming. So that's going to hurt this rifle squad's anti-infantry capabilities. However, it's not really going to be too big a deal. He still has... Did he get bars? Man, no, he didn't get bars. He didn't get bars, right? No, he didn't get bars. But if he were to get bars, I believe these rifles will still get 2 bars. They will, however, have a bazooka, so that won't be as good for them in terms of anti-infantry. Good focus firing by Blitz right here. You see he's focusing on the low health rifle squad. He right-clicked that rifle squad with his Volksgrenadiers. That way, when the rifle squads were charging in, he was able to hit them down, and he actually killed off 3 men and dropped them to very low health. And I don't think Joe has a triage yet, which he does not, but he will want to get one of those soon, especially since he does have his tech out. And this assault jeep might actually finally go down. These rifles are going to run around near the assault jeep for some weird reason. They're down to 3 men, and they're going to have to get out of there pretty soon. This one Volk squad is at pretty low health. Is he actually going to try to... He's going to try to micro around, but that's not going to work. And this assault jeep finally goes down. M8 in the middle. Lots of manpower floating again. What is going on, YouTube? Looking over at Blitz's view, he does have tier 2, and he just got his pack on the field. Also floating a lot of manpower. I don't know what he's going to get. Wouldn't be surprised if he actually got a second pack right now, because he doesn't have the manpower for... Oh, never mind. He did get a Shrek squad. So that's where all his munitions has been going. Maybe a sniper? I don't know, but he is floating. Both players floating so much this game. Really, if one of them had been a little bit more on top of their micro, this game would probably be over right now, because one of them would have just gotten such a greater advantage. That's really the importance of not floating resources in this game. You see both these players not floating resources, or floating resources rather, and pretty much neck in neck. Ooh, M8 mine. Don't really see those very often. M8 mine. And good thing the medics don't trip those mines, because that would be a waste of 50 munitions. And actually, I was reading something today, and medics actually give you resources from recoup losses. Kind of an aside, but it's also kind of ridiculous considering medics don't cost anything, and that's like pretty much free resources. Rather, the whole concept of giving a commander free resources for losing units is pretty much on the level of giving them free squads for losing regular squads by running them into your base MGs, which is just as ridiculous, but we know that exists. Anyways, up top, rifles, no, not rifles, minesweepers. Do they have, yes, minesweepers, they do have the level 2 detection radius, so they will be able to see any mine that, if there were a mine on the screen I'm looking at right now, they'd be able to see it. If there was a mine in the fog of war that they couldn't see, they'd still be able to detect it and give you the audio cue, which is very, very funny. This M8, not really doing too much damage, just kind of moving around, harassing. Joe knows, because he hasn't really seen much. Oh, what happened? Oh my goodness. Was that a Volk squad? 2 pioneers. Hit that M8 mine. Definitely made it worth it right there. These Shrek's going to hop in this building, but this M8 wisely going to back out. And this pack desperately trying to get into position. Is anything building in the base? No, nothing building. That is floating a lot, however, going to want to get something pretty soon. Probably doesn't want to tech at this point, considering he needs to deal with this M8 first. And oh, pack shot. He might actually take this out. He's not going to be able to micro. Is he going to be able to get around there? Oh, the second pack shot misses and hits the green cover wall right there. That was very funny. And this M8 should get out in time. This AT gun, what's that AT gun doing? I don't really know why he got an AT gun. Maybe he wasn't sure if Blitz was going tier 2 or tier 3. Blitz is, of course, Blitz, so Joe probably assuming tier 3 and getting an AT gun out in anticipation of that.